What's up guys, Eternal here, and today I'm gonna show you how to play Aurelion Soul. So let's go with Crafting Potion. I'll be playing against Katarina. You want to start with W first, and let's get to his skill explanation. So on passive 3-star circle Aurelion Soul, dealing magic damage and executing minions below 25 health. So on this skin you can see spaceships. On classic one these are stars. Enemy effects that prevent the casting of spells will also disable the stars. The stars can be visible to enemies even if Aurelion Soul is in a brush. Meaning that if you are trying to set up an ambush, it won't work because, for example, standing here, the stars are visible for your enemy. As for W, you passively increase star base damage by 5, and on active you increase the range to your auto limit and you deal 150% more damage. So depending on the matchup, if your enemy has weak wave clearing, then you should trigger W and try to hit as many minions as possible at once and just push the wave, walking at the same time. As you can see, it really costs a lot of mana, so keep that in mind. 22 mana per second. Of course you have Crafting Potion, so actually let's use it. Also remember that because of my secondary runes, if you are using them, then just trigger Crafting Potion at the start, so that way you get movement speed buff. And you see, I didn't even have to focus on poking her too much. I simply pushed the wave and now it's better. Of course, the killing potential is not high unless your enemy will mess up really hard. Also with Phase Rush, remember to do auto attack to fully trigger that. You want to max W first, and let's back now. Oh, actually, hello Nidali. Okay. So I knew that this will be flash for flash or the kill for me, which is okay. Alright, let's back. Actually, let's stay because I see ganking opportunity. So this is your E. On passive you gain 25% movement speed if you are moving in a line. It's okay, it's okay. So just pay attention to your W. Don't cast W again to reduce the range because it's not worth it. Better keeping that for the bonus damage. And you want to get Rod of Ages first. Let's go like this. So pay attention to movement speed now. It increases because I'm moving in a line, and on active you fly for 3000 units in a chosen direction, only castable outside of combat. You can see enemies through walls and your enemies can see you. It's best to stay in this place to damage as many minions as possible. Taking champion or turret damage will force a landing and reset the passive movement speed. Keep that in mind.
An ally has been slain.
Now as for your Q, this is something similar to Anivia's Q. So during the cast you gain 10% movement speed. Let's just see, on first cast you create a new stellar core which grows over time and grants you 10% movement speed. The core will detonate when it reaches the outer limit. You will see the hitbox and the indicator on Q cast. You need to keep that distance and the Q will continue growing. Let's roam again. Generally, as Aurelion saw, you should be roaming a lot. Guys. During Q you can only cast Q. I'm not pressing my ult, not because I'm lacking mana, because I have crafting potion, but mainly because it's not doing that much of damage. Speaking of ultimate, you deal magic damage and slow by 40% for 2 seconds. The blast will also knock nearby enemies to your outer limit range. Okay, I knew that her abilities are on cooldown, so I can go in like this without having to worry. I hope there's no ult from Ashe. So let's recall in a place that is not obvious in a line, paying attention to her. Okay, it's fine. These boots are important, but let's get this for mana sustain. Now with your E you can decide if you want to reach the lane faster, so pressing right now, or do you want to keep it since the cooldown is 1 minute. So I'm keeping right now because I would like to roam bot lane again. And as you can see, his laning phase is nothing special, mainly because of the mana costs. So it's better to just, you know, keep roaming. Oh, let's all do that now. Will that be enough? We will see. Sometimes you can zone your enemy with your Q, so, or your W. Generally that makes your enemy step on one of your abilities. Okay. Also now with Catalyst, when your W is active, you are gaining health. Plus 8 health, plus 6. That's okay. Now there's Katarina. I have my Q. I think we are fine. Sometimes you can use your E to escape before you enter combat. Do we want to engage? Now that she wasted her E, I mean Lola, there's no point. Hard chasing. Okay, she got stunned, so this is an example, your Q is growing. As you could see, just remember it can be tricky because you are not able to change destination with your E, so you need to aim properly with your Q, or you can cast Q during your E. It depends on the situation, of course. Even though I'm ahead, I have to respect the damage of Katarina. So I'm still focused on roaming. So your Q can be detonated earlier on second cast and it stands for longer based on size. He's on rampage. If I miss something, Katarina can close me up. Okay. I just flash. Yeah, with your ult you can interrupt such spells such as Katarina. Also there's a nice trick with your ultimate. You can do ult flash, like backwards, and kind of insecure enemies. So you can only do that in certain situations where flashing won't result in appearing on enemy backline and just dying to them. Also, when you are chasing your enemy with your W, you can keep basic attacking because the range is exactly that, so you don't have to worry. Okay. Ooh. Am I dead? Okay. Interrupted. I'm dead, sadly. It would be good to shut him down. Like, come on. Will he die or not? He's pre-fed then. He's trying to impact everyone. Let's do this blue buff. Okay, and with blue buff you can just keep your W active to recover health from Lord of Ages. Yay. I need to rely to impact better. Oh, he actually crowd controlled me and I wasn't able to. No. Detonate the second Q. Actually there I should have kept my flash because I didn't take the turret aggro, so I could simply ignite him and then flash. So let me show you an example. Like, you can wait for the movement speed, then press Q, then when getting outside of the range you press E and it grows, and it can grow even larger, but this size is good as well. An example, you can make this combo for your enemies when they are doing Baron. Looks nice and does great. Yes, he got a shutdown. Oh, Kata. Got you. Now let's go towards them. Should be dead. Okay, shut down. Low now. Thing is, with your E, your enemy can see the landing. Needs to be careful. I'm not in the best spot, so I just get into safety. You could see the mark showing the landing and your enemy can see that as well, so it's kind of the counter play. Come on. Nice. Okay. Nice. Overall, Aurelion Sol is not the greatest champion for mid lane. He's pretty weak. Why did they start the fight without me? Ooh, my Q. Nice. She survived. couldn't get in range because I would die.
An ally has been slain. Ally has been slain.
Well, sadly we couldn't win. Thank you guys for watching, hope that you learned something about Aurelion. Like, subscribe and see you next time.